in Canada, living by myself, all alone, eating by myself, crying every night. Let me just say thank you guys so much for letting me have this break. I really needed it. I hadn't seen my family in like 4 years. So this time when I came back home, my stepmother, who is Japanese, and my father, who is not Japanese, they've just been speaking in Japanese to me. Like literally, like I will sit down at the table and they'll be like, Enna, お腹すいた. I'll be like, yeah, 我饿了. Like I'll answer back in Chinese. The only time my dad speaks Chinese with me is when it's just us two, or if he needs to tell me something in secret. Like sometimes if my stepmother is bothered by something, he'll like walk. He does it very discreetly. 你把自己的东西收好，别让他看见. You know, like, clean up your shit. Don't let her see it. Because, like, she doesn't like mess. I don't know if you guys all have heard, but, like, in case you haven't, I have a little baby brother now. He was born, like, a year ago during COVID where everybody was lonely and horny. Just kidding. No, he was born out of loneliness. Just kidding. Wow, sort of. Yo, I told you, I have not changed, okay? Please. I know I'm mentally healthier, but, like, I still have the same humor, okay? I'm sorry. My baby brother entered, daycare for the first time, and oh my fucking god, it was the most stressful month ever, okay? In my head, I was like, oh my god, Chibisuke is gonna be entering daycare, so now I can like stream in the morning without him crying. Especially if they're like really young, like they're a baby. If they first enter, they only enter for like 3 hours, and then once they get used to the daycare, they extend the time. So for the first day that he entered daycare, my little brother was risen. My little brother doesn't really like to play with toys. He likes to play with anything that he's literally not allowed to touch. So he likes to play with like a rolling pin, a spoon. He likes to play with, I don't know, like cleaning supplies. If you take away like his quote-unquote toy, like he will scream. My dad literally says this every day. He's like, I don't remember having such a hard time raising you. And I was like, that's because I'm an angel, not gonna lie. Okay, I was a really good kid. I stopped using diapers at the age of 2, okay? My little brother is at the age where he should be able to say like mama or papa. But this dumb fuck, he can't say shit. He's like, da 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 da, ba 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 ba, and I'm like, bruh. Why? He's so dumb. I love him. Oh my god, the amount of times I've like accidentally swore in front of him, especially because when my stepmother is away and I'm babysitting him, because my dad is old and he has a bad back, and then, you know, I'll like talk to him in English and of course like in Japanese, because he does understand Japanese more. I don't know who I was like calling with, because I wanted my bestie to see Chibisuke. It was just me and Chibisuke at home, so I was like, so I called one of my besties. I was like, yo, wanna see Chibisuke? So I like video called and I was like, this is Chibisuke. Chibisuke has like no interest in men, by the way. Like, I think it might have been Kyo. I think. He has no interest in like dudes at all. Like, he has every interest in like any female walking species, but like when it comes to guys, the funniest thing is that, you know, he loves women, but he loves like specifically young women. So he loves me. Like when I first came and saw him, Chibisuke was like all over me. He like sat on me. He like pulled me to like play with him. He like asked for hugs. He like slept on me. He would like move his head like this on my chest, and low-key it hurt because I don't have much like cushion there. Yeah, he was nuzzling. Yeah. Oh my god, he was so cute. Like, I've never had a baby go all over me like that. My dad was literally, yeah, and he knows you're his older sister. He knows. It's the blood. It runs in. It's our family bond. The thing is, the funniest thing is, he doesn't do this to my stepmom at all. My stepmom is always fucking holding him. Sometimes he doesn't even want to be held because he gets really like agitated. He'll be like, ah! And my dad would be like, why don't you just let him go? Like, he wants to play. And sometimes my stepmom will be like low-key, like way too parasocial with him and be like, no, I want to hold him. He needs to know I'm his mother. One time we were outside with Chibisuke and we put him down so we could get him used to walking in shoes. So he actually did started walking because he saw another mom, and this mom was like really pretty, and this mom had a daughter that was around the same age as Chibisuke. And Chibisuke, at first I thought he was running towards the little girl, but he was like running towards the mom. He reached his arms out, which indicates that he wants to be hugged. And then my stepmom was like super upset. She was like, oh, I'm so sorry. sorry about my son. He really likes beautiful women. And then after when the lady left, my stepmother was like, you know, I'm your mother, right? And I'm just like, ha ha ha, don't worry, he knows. He's just playing around. And she's like, it's not funny anymore. I'm your mother. You don't do that to me. Why don't you go hug another mom? Like, she's saying this to a 1-year. He can barely speak Japanese. I can barely understand what she's saying. And I'm just like, this is a lot for a 1-year-old. You know, for the longest time, I thought this was just like a joke between like my stepmom and the baby. Like role playing. This is when I know that it's serious. When my stepmother is present and my dad speaks Chinese to me, it means that I need to understand something. My dad in Chinese was like, 不是 她真的不开心, you know, which means like, no, she's actually really upset. I was just very like happy-go-lucky. I was like, Lamau, that's so funny, ha ha ha. It was basically like, no, like she's upset. And I was like, oh, whoops. Sometimes I look at other people, like other parents' babies, and I'm like, I don't know if it's because I'm biased, but I'll take a look at other babies and I'll literally talk to my dad, be like, 哎呀，ちびすけ真的是好看，她真的是长得好看。我看别人的孩子不是特别太可爱。我说有的时候看别的孩子，他们的头太大，或者头太小，或者头有点歪。My dad literally was like, there's a lot of Chinese people here, like don't fucking speak, like they might be able to understand you, you know. So basically what I said, I was like, sometimes I think other people's babies have like a head that's too big, or like a head that's too small, or like a head that's like asymmetrical. And then I said all that in Chinese thinking that like maybe they wouldn't understand, but my dad was like, yo, be careful, there's a lot of like people who speak Mandarin here, so stop. And honestly, every time I insulted him, he would just laugh at me, or he just like smile back like, heh heh heh. You know, it's really weird because every time I call him the devil, he'll like look at me and just like laugh. It's almost as if he actually understands English. It's weird. Babies kind of creep me out. And then on the day that I had to leave, he got really, really sick again. Like his fever was 39 and my dad was like, I'm so sorry. I want to like drop you off at the airport, but I can't because Chibisuke's really sick and your stepmom's at work. But it was so bad that like my dad had to rush to the pharmacy to get medication. And then I still hadn't finished packing in the morning, but my dad was like, I need you to look after him for like 40 minutes. And then I was like, okay, Chibisuke, you're not gonna make this difficult for me. I need to pack, so you're gonna be a good boy, and you're not gonna cry. I know you feel like shit, but like, you're a big boy. Well, not really, but you're a good boy, so don't cry. And then he looked at me with his beautiful, beautiful eyes that he has inherited from my father, who has inherited from his father. And he reached his hands towards me, so I hugged him, and he put his head on my shoulder because he wasn't feeling well. He didn't cry at all, actually. He was a really good boy. Like, I told him not to cry because I was really, like, tired. And then he fell asleep. And then I was like, oh no. How am I gonna pack? And, like, I was hugging him for, like, half an hour straight. And oh my god, I could feel his body heat. And it was like making me sweat. I was like, oh my god, my heart broke. You know, I never held a baby. Well, I've held babies before, but not this long and not like a sick baby, I guess. And like he had like non-stop runny nose that I had to like wipe off every like 3 minutes. Like he didn't know how to blow his nose. So we have to use this like nasal suction thing to like suck his mucus out. It was so nasty. But like, I recorded my dad doing this because I thought it was so cute that my dad got mucus out of this baby's nose. My little brother would be like, and he coughed so cute. And my dad's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I was like recording my dad sucking mucus with this like device thingy out of his nose. And my dad looked at me, he's like, are you recording this? I'm like, mm-hmm. And my dad's like, well, you're sick. But he was so cute.